Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to do some research sorting. After several days of conducting research across your topic and building a ton of background knowledge, our goal today is to make sure that you have a clear sense of what's important in your research and what's not. So today I want to teach you that as you learn about a new topic, it's helpful to evaluate your research and develop a plan for continued learning and exploration. So for this exercise today, you are going to need not only your digital notebook, but your writer's notebook. So if you don't have it, please pause the video and go and get it right now. Step one is pretty simple. What you're going to do in your writer's notebook is create the following T-chart. On one side, simply put the question, what do I know? In this column, you're going to list 5 or 6 key ideas that you've learned so far. So what are the most important facts about your particular topic? These can be definitions to key terms. These can be specific moments that have influenced your particular topic. It can literally be anything that you think is most important if you are going to teach somebody about your topic. On the other side of the T-chart, you're going to put, what questions do I have? This is a place for you to start to gather your ideas around things that you might want to continue to research. A good place to also look as you're doing this evaluation would be the blue section of your digital notebook, where you did some question brainstorming and evaluate which questions have I answered versus which questions do I still need to answer. Take a minute, pause the video, go ahead and do this work. As you can see before you start though, this should take you no less than 5 minutes. So if you take any less time than 5 minutes to do this work, then chances are you're not being thorough. Make sure you go through every single source, make sure you read every idea that you've collected so far, and then go ahead and fill in your chart. Go ahead and pause the video and get started on step 1. Now that you're done with step 1, let's move on to step 2. At this point, you should have a pretty good idea of some of the questions that you might have, but now that you've gone through and actually evaluated their work, there might be additional questions that you didn't have in your digital notebook before that you now want to research as a result of the things that you've learned. So, you'll see in today's assignment there is a document that looks like this. In this document, what I'm asking you to do is do some brainstorming around your particular topic. To help you out, you can see that I have a series of questions from previous topics in previous years that will allow you to go through and actually evaluate or come up with different ideas, right? So the bottom line is that down here in the red section, you're going to go through and you're going to actually type up at least 5 new research questions, things that you and your group can work on over the next couple of days as you kind of formulate for me and for other people what are the most important details of your topic. So these are questions that you have answered, questions that you still need to answer, but take the next couple of minutes, again, 4 to 5 minutes, and go through and pick out what are the most important questions that you still have. Are there terms, events, rules, laws, or people that you've learned about but you don't really know about that you can build questions around? Is there something about your topic that you just wish you knew? Go ahead and pause the video and do a little question brainstorming in today's document. All right, now that you're done with step 2, hopefully you have group members who are ready to move on to step 3. Now, if you do not have group members who are ready to have this conversation, or if there's still people taking the test, I'd like for you to start to think about what are some of the things that you want to share with your group. And I'll make sure that at the end of class today, you're going to have time to do some of that sharing, so you need to be prepared. In the meantime, you can jump to step 4, which is both the rest of your class time today and your homework tonight. I want you to pick a question that you think is most interesting and do some research of that question to address that question. You can either pick a source from the Padlet or search the internet, and you should take lead notes on that source in your digital notebook. This should be in source number 6. Now, before you start, there's one more reminder that I want to give you. Now, you can see here in assignment 70 where you have your digital notebooks, there is this particular slideshow that says Lean Note Structural Templates. One of the things that I expect as part of your grade for your digital notebook is that you're looking for opportunities to use different organizational structures when taking lean notes. So if you click on this particular slideshow, you will see that there are lots of different options of ways you can be doing organizing. For example, you might decide to use a boxes and bullet method where you put in this header line your individual question that you're looking to research. You may also decide that your question has multiple pieces to it, and so you may want to use either a 2-column chart or even a 3-column chart to collect ideas based on the various elements of that question. You may also decide that your question might lead to a timeline or some sort of flow chart. So the goal here today is not just to research a question, but to look for opportunities to organize your thinking in different ways so that way you can demonstrate your complex understanding of your topic and the questions that you're asking. In order to do this work, you're simply going to pick a particular slide and go ahead and hit Control-C to copy it, and then go back into your digital notebook and hit Control-V to paste it in place. Now, one last thing to remember is that after you're done doing your research, please remember to complete the trap test on this particular source. Be careful when you're doing the trap test. Don't just give it a score. Make sure that you go through with the rubric and score it on each individual element, and give me at least 1 or 2 sentences explaining how you got to that particular score. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. I want to make sure you have plenty of time to get work done, so if you've watched the video, go ahead and jump into today's work. Feel free to go back and review the video as needed to make sure that you're doing the work properly. Have a great rest of your day. Here's what you're doing. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.